Bitcoin, wow. So this is one of those things, and I kind of hypothesized this yesterday, but it still was holding its bull pattern. But I said, listen, you got the weekly, the monthly, and the quarterly close above, and, we saw all this hype on social media. Oh, every time this happens, we see like an X 100% move to the upside. And I'm like, man, if I'm the institutions, I'm just loving that thought process because that gets the last few bulls long thinking this thing is going to rip up. Wouldn't it be something if it was a rug pull, meaning Bitcoin collapsed? And we know that the stock market is connected here because it's a risk on, risk off situation.
Wait a minute, everyone. Welcome to Bitcoinzilla, your platform for daily cryptocurrency analysis and news. Our mission is to keep it simple. Bitcoinzilla offers engaging information that is easy to understand. Our analysts keep their eyes on the latest news to provide valuable insights via email. Don't miss out on this opportunity. Join our community of 10,000 subscribers and experience the new edge with Bitcoinzilla. Subscribe now. In this video, Gareth will share his insights on: is it still holding despite the hype on social media? What happens if we fail the bull flag, and what could be the significant downside moves? Could Bitcoin collapse, and what would it mean for the stock market? What does this mean for Bitcoin, and how does it relate to the sideways consolidation and the high of the spot ETF? Let's join Gareth in this interview about these topics and more.
Well, sure enough, today down to 65,000. Now we have to see where today closes, and granted, it still closed above on the weekly, the monthly, and the quarterly. So we want to watch next Sunday night. But you can't deny that this is not good, at least for the bull flag, unless we come back in this range here. And you could even, to be honest, we could even lower the line just a little bit to include a little bit of those tails. But unless we somehow rally back into that range, today you could fail the bull flag. Failed bull flags are usually not good situations because, again, failed bull flags result in downside moves of significance more often than not. Now, again, the weekly, the monthly, the quarterly, we have to monitor. Those are still in play. Got to respect them, of course. But again, what a drop here in terms of the chart. Now, I do want to show you something real quick, guys. Where, again, am I looking so closely at? And you guys know this, right? I mean, you guys probably know this by heart at this point. But look, this is bigger deal to me. This. Now, again, is a close below significant? Yes. Is it the end-all, be-all signal of a breakdown? No, because it hasn't confirmed. You're above this line, it would have to confirm below. So even if it closes below, yes, it weakens, it opens the door for confirmation, but I would really want to see a confirming move in the next day or so to really say, wow, we've now broken this trend line. And remember what I said to you guys. I said, listen, you have this here, right? That's your big line there. That's your double top. That's your high pivot. But then this line here is the big one. Like this, I said in pretty much every game plan, you do not want to see price start getting below this line. Now, again, I want to see confirmation so that we actually have that probability really heavily favoring. But if that happens, if we confirm, you'll have a stop here at 60 and change. But then, you know what? I've said it for the longest time. Basically anywhere between 50 and 52 and 49 is probably where we're headed. Remember, 52 is this sideways consolidation. That's going to be support. 49 was the high of the spot ETF. Now, we have a long day to go in Bitcoin, but certainly, does this perk my ears up? Does this potentially say, wait, there could be some volatility for some trading opportunities? It certainly does. Another chart I highlighted to you just the other day, I think we went over this yesterday, this chart of INJ, I said, guys, the more you hit on a line, remember this, right? When you hammer on a line over and over again, it's the equivalent of you ramming into a locked door. The first time, the second time, the third time, you may not bust that door down. You keep hitting that door, eventually the lock gets weak, the hinges get weak, and it falls over or it breaks in. That's exactly what you have here, right? Look at this. I mean, just over and over and over, eventually that door gives way. So now we're in a position where INJ likely headed down to that level there. Be aware of that, all right? So again, your target right now about 25-ish, give or take, maybe 26. If that breaks, then you're heading all the way down to 19 down here, this 19 level. But again, right now, respect the 25, 26 level. Ethereum, look at where we're heading, guys. This is going to be a big test for Ethereum. So we have a trend line here on Ethereum from this point to this point to this point, right? So right off the bat was key. Look at how price chopped there and then broke out, retraced, and then look at what we're coming down to. So big support coming up around 32.50 or so, 32.30 on Ethereum. If it closes below, same rules apply. It needs to confirm. You confirm below, you're going down here. All right, that's your next big support right there on Ethereum.
The bullish momentum that propelled Bitcoin to an all-time high of $73,835 on March 14 is waning, and Bitcoin price is down 10% from the all-time high. The contraction in Bitcoin price has led to over a 7% plunge to start the month of April. Some analysts believe that Bitcoin is at the beginning of the pre-halving phase that historically follows a certain pattern. Similar to previous halvings, BTC's price appears to be following the 5 phases of the Bitcoin halving. The timing of the pre-halving drawdown comes 18 days before the expected Bitcoin halving date on April 20. An ex-social network post from crypto trader and independent analyst Rect Capital suggested that the ongoing price action is part of a pre-halving retrace, which has seen BTC dip by 38% and 20% during the 2016 and 2020 halving cycles.
All right, let's go on to gold real quick here, and we'll talk about oil and nat gas. Gold just continues to go higher. I gave you guys my upside short-term target. Remember, there's a difference between my upside short-term and long-term. Long-term meaning, the next 12 months is still over $2,500 per ounce. Short-term, I got to respect. It's all about just respecting, right? It doesn't mean it has to stop here, but the probabilities start to sway. You get the 1980 high, you connect it to the 2011 high, and we're right up here. I think this is around $2,330. So if we get there and we're getting close to 2,300, that would be a level where you would expect a pullback. Watch today the JOLTS number. Like literally Bitcoin is going to move on JOLTS. The gold chart, the dollar, the yields, the stock market, things. It didn't used to be that the JOLTS actually mattered that much. It's only now because of what we're seeing with the Federal Reserve. Literally the market's hinging on every data point on inflation or jobs that's going to sway the Fed one way or another. Here's your oil chart, guys. Pretty wild. So again, we're now hitting that 85. 85 was my upper range of resistance. This is a level I gave all the way back here when we were trading in this line. We talked about this bull flag. And again, let me just talk about this here. So we can see it right here real quick, right? So you basically had this pattern and there. And I said, all right, listen, this looks like a bull flag, 85. Then I kind of said 84 to 85 because, again, now it is above this level, so we got to monitor it. Does it confirm? But again, my guess is we will see a pullback in oil. If not, so this is the kicker again. If oil keeps going higher, like I said, it's going to raise inflation. CPI, PPI aren't going to come down if you see oil and gasoline going higher.
After 4 days of consecutive inflows, the U.S. spot Bitcoin Exchange Traded Funds, ETF, experienced a downturn, with $85.7 million flowing out during Monday's trading hours. A recent study by on-chain analysts at Glassnode reveals a significant increase in profit-taking activities as Bitcoin surged to a new all-time high ATH of $73,794, marking a notable phase in the cryptocurrency's market dynamics. According to the most recent data, within the last 22 days, the volume of staked Ether locked across various liquid staking derivative token platforms has seen a decline of 2.45%. This downward trend was observed across 27 unique platforms, culminating in a reduction of 340,000 ETA, valued at approximately $1.18 billion. The price of Bitcoin experienced a decline on Monday, near 10:00 p.m. Eastern Time (ET), tumbling to a position slightly over the $66,000 mark. By 6:30 a.m. the following day, it had edged down further to reach its intraday low of $65,480 per unit. In the wake of this downturn, the crypto derivatives markets saw the liquidation of Bitcoin long positions amounting to $135.3 million wiped out. If you've been with us so far, a big thank you. Don't forget to subscribe for free to Bitcoin Zella for your daily news. The link is waiting below. That's all for today's crypto news. Stick around for more updates, insights, and analysis on cryptocurrencies. Share your thoughts in the comments, like this video, and subscribe for more exciting content.